$5?
$5. $5 is $5.
$5 is $5.
Just because I have such a disdain for blood knots.
Oh yeah.
Blood knot?
I didn't tie that blood knot, so I'm gonna say it was tied by a professional. when I had my accurate redone. Actually, at one time I put brand new line on here. I had a fish on and busted me off a 100-pound braid. And then I started retying and pulling it, and it kept popping like it was bad line. So
7 watchers.
all right, good. We got some watches coming on. Wow, it's gonna be an exciting show today.
It's gonna be fun.
Are you almost ready?
I think I am.
Your hair in your face. There you go. That's better.
I got a little hair.
Let's see if anybody can hear us. I think we're live. So
Yeah.
we're gonna have to probably plug it in here.
So we're plugging.
You guys can hear us.
Yep. So if we can get somebody to say that they can hear us, we can get this thing going.
Yeah, comment down below. Be like, hey, you're too loud.
Oh, hey.
Turn Bill's mic down.
You're going to have to keep turning it down throughout the episode. He gets louder and louder.
Yeah, you got it way down. Because I am loud.
And I am also loud, and I get it from you.
Yep. Shall we get going? What do you think? Production crew, shall we start this?
Do we have any people commenting, telling us they can hear us?
It sounds great.
Excellent.
Chad Lukehart?
Yeah.
Hi, Chad.
Hey, that's good.
I read the comments.
Nice. Good job, Eden. Good job. All right. Hello, everybody. Bill Batson here. Today, Blank Talk Friday with...
Eden Batson, Blank Talk Friday. Was that?
Blank Talk Friday. Got a lot going on. Exciting tuna talk today. I'm really excited about tuna
We've been
talk.
eating a lot of tuna.
Yep. People have been sending us some bluefin.
Yeah.
Lori Heath is sending us another like 80 pounds of bluefin. So
Thank you, Lori Heath.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. We get to
Yeah.
share and have poke and have parties.
Yep.
And do the whole 9 yards. So
Have some nice sashimi.
yeah, so I'm excited about Blank Talk today because tuna is one of my favorite fisheries. I love to get out and go fishing tuna.
Yep.
So before we get into it, is there anything you wanted to start with, Eden?
I think that we have some housekeeping.
Housekeeping.
We have some
call it.
housekeeping. If you have noticed, we're wearing matching clothes today. We have our Red Friday shirts on.
Yeah.
On Friday, Team Rain Shadow wears red. We have the Remember Everyone Deployed Until They All Come Home. We got our little American flag on the side, Batson Enterprises. These were the shirts that we did for the Memorial Day giveaway.
Yes. We did very well with that.
Yes,
Also.
we wanted to thank everyone who participated
Yes.
and bought a shirt.
Yep.
It was extremely successful, and we're
Yep.
going to be donating half of all those proceeds to Project Healing Waters.
Yep. Cut them a check today. We'll be sending a check down to Project Healing Waters,
Yeah.
the Long Beach chapter.
Yeah.
And also, a really nice surprise.
We announced the winner.
We announced the winner,
It was Vic Heel.
Vic Heel. Vic Heel is happy, excited. He is a vet. He was in the Air Force, I want to say, for 5 years. Awesome guy. He watches our show, obviously. Bought some shirts, and he won.
Yes.
About 12 hours later, he sent me a nice little text. A little I am saying, hey, Bill, thanks a lot. Really appreciate everything you guys do because we like to give back, right?
Yes.
We like to give back to the armed forces and other different charities or organizations, right? So Vic says, Bill, if you haven't sent that rod, don't send that rod. If you have sent the rod, I'll keep it for a couple of days and admire it, but he wants to pay it back, pay it forward, as he said. So he's going to give it back to us, which is just amazing. He said it would be more useful if he gave it back to us and we turned it around and did some more charity events with it. So anyways, thanks, Vic. That's really awesome of you. I get emotional about those kind of things because, I mean, I like to see people with giving hearts.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're going to turn that back around and we're going to send it to Project Healing Waters in Long Beach, and they're going to raffle it off.
Yep.
So it's going to get paid back, paid forward. So a pretty cool deal. Pretty cool deal.
Yes. We do still have our red shirts out
Yes.
on Build to Fish.
Yes.
So if you want to go to our website, it's build2fish.com. All the proceeds are still going to Project Healing, or not all, half the proceeds are still going to Project Healing Waters. And I believe we're sold out of the XL.
Yes. Yep.
They're on order.
Yep.
We will get some more,
Yep.
but we are sold out of the XL.
Yes. Most definitely.
Which is awesome.
Yes, it is
All those
awesome.
proceeds are going to Project Healing Waters.
Yes,
We're
most
super
definitely.
excited about it.
Yep.
So that is on Build the Fish.
Yes.
Some other housekeeping.
What do you got?
I'm looking at
Okay.
our Tuna Time Pro Staff and Charters.
Oh, yeah. So, like I said, I am heading down to California on the 26th. I'll be doing a charity event for Rolo's Take Kids Fishing organization. It's the Tuna Wars. It's Dave Marciano and Paul Hebert. They each get on a boat. I think it's the 4th anniversary of this competition, and it's to raise money for Rolo's Kids Fishing Program. It's a great program. We've been sponsoring this program for a long time. They've taken, if I remember correctly, about 100,000 kids fishing through the donations and the charity of many people in the industry. So I'm going to be heading down for that charity event. I've got a table with my team. I'm going to have Jim Treleckis and his wife. I'm going to have Steve from Fugu Custom Rods. Steve Wan from Fugu Custom Rods. I'm going to have myself, Lori Heath, and Rob will be there. And I think Jim Treleckis is grandson. So we're going to fill a table, and we're donating 4 custom rods for the auction. And I've been reading comments from like Dave Marciano that he's going to be bidding on some of these rods. So it's a big deal. So all the money goes to the Rolo Kids Fishing Program. I'm heading to California to go do that. So one of the reasons I wanted to talk about tuna is because I am going to get out and do some tuna fishing.
Woo!
Yep. And we have our pro staff all over the world. Team Rain Shadow all over the world. You name it, we've probably got a team member there. But in California, we have Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Dwayne, Diego Melor, one of the top captains, rated top 10 captains in the nation last year by Florida Sport Fishing. We have Cameron Bingham, also working for Pinnacle Sport Fishing. We've got Primetime Sport Fishing with Jake and Jake. Give them both a shout out. We've got a couple of new boats coming along. Jay Sabaron's going to have a new program. Marcus Maddox has a new program coming up. We have some other big boats down there, the new Loan, and some other big operations down there that fish Team Rain Shadow rods. So anyways, I'm heading down there. I want to give a shout out to those guys, and shout out to the Rolo program.
Yeah.
They do a great job.
Yes, they do.
So I'm excited because I'm going fishing. I'm going to go do some tuna fishing, do an overnight trip
Yeah.
on one of our team boats, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to talk about some of the rods that I'll be using and a lot of rods that people have been using out there. If you keep up with the Team Rain Shadow Facebook page and things like that, you probably see Lori Heath out there. She's a beast.
Yeah, she is.
she's killing a lot of tuna out there, donating a lot of that fish. Actually sent me some, which we're happy about.
Woo!
And so we're going to go through some of the stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through some of the builds for the rail rods, for the grips for the rail rods. We're going to talk about some of the blanks today, some of the guides, and some of the basic builds that we're using.
Yeah.
So,
And the cross applications.
yes, lots of cross applications between, the yellowtail and the bluefin and the yellowfin, and even all the way down to the swordfish.
Yeah.
You guys are using some of these rods in the swordfish. And as the fish get bigger in California, they're changing up some of their techniques, using some aluminum butts. They're using some different rods because the fish are getting bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to crack. I think they're going to crack that 400 mark this year.
Woo!
On bluefin. So,
Woo! So,
what are we going to talk about first?
well, first and foremost, here, let's move this over here.
Okay, we'll talk about the RCJBs first.
RCJBs.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, we're
Yes.
going to be doing some giveaways today, some
yeah.
exciting, fun giveaways. Make sure to share this out, give everyone an opportunity to win. If you comment down below, that means you have an opportunity to win something. One of the things that we will be giving away, is it this one right here?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Is a custom-built rod. This is a one-of-a-kind pro staff rod that we built for our program giveaway. And this is the RCJB 90H.
This is a perfect 40-pound stick. It's 7'6". It's got the Alps heavies on it. It's got the Batson Battlon on it. Obviously has the Alps reel seat along with the bulb style grip.
Yeah.
This one we're going to give away today. This is perfect, like I said, a 40-pound stick. Schoolie tunas, yellowtails, schoolie bluefin, things like that. Great all-around stick. If you hook the big fish, you could still have an opportunity to land it on this rod. So anyways, that's a good giveaway.
That is a good giveaway. So if you keep watching, comment down below, share this out to your friends. Make sure to share it on all of your fishing and custom rod building pages. You'll have an opportunity to win it while you're watching.
The rod is also wrapped in red?
It is.
With a red reel seat?
Yes.
To go with our red shirt Friday?
To go with our red shirt Friday. There we go. Okay, let's get into it. Let's look at that blank that we just showed.
Sure. So we're going to pull on some blanks today. I'm going to show you different actions. We have them in a lot of different series, right? So we have them in a 7-foot, we have them in a 7.6, and we have them in an 8-foot. So we're going to show you the one in the middle. We're going to show you the 7.6, which is becoming one of the more popular ones. We started with the 7-footers, the RCJB 84H, XH, and double XH. A lot of people still fishing them. It's a great blank, but we're going to do the 90 series today, which is 90 inches, which equates to 7'6". So let's start with the 90H.
Look at him doing math.
All right, let's find the 90H.
Okay,
here.
is this all ready?
That's the XH. That's the 80XH.
Third time's the charm.
And 90H.
Woohoo! Third time is the charm.
All right, so 90H, it's nice and light in the hand. You can find these specifications on page...
Ooh. Just open it up and go right to the immediately. There you go.
There you go. There it is. Almost.
Almost. Close enough.
On page 67 of the Batson anniversary, 20-year anniversary catalog. And you'll see this one is the 90H. And the glare is bad in here. It's rated 30-60, 3 to 8 ounces. The butt diameter is a .936. It has a 7.5 top, which means it has a small top. It's extra fast, great for yellowtail and medium-sized tuna.
Do you need me to grab your reading glasses?
No, I'm good. Thanks. Thanks for asking, though. So we're going to go ahead and put this in there. Some people have seen this blank bend before. We did the forklift break with this one at the 7-foot, if you've ever seen it. If not, you can go back to our...
our YouTube channel, Batson Enterprises. You can go back on there, and you can see this one break on the forklift.
Yep.
It's
picked up a, it was an 80-pound block, cinder
block. 80-pound block, and it picked it up, and then it went boof.
Boom, and it blew up. Anyways, everybody likes to see it blow up. We're not going to blow anything up today, though.
We're going to try not to, anyway.
Right, so I'm going to show you the action of this blank. I reel lefty, so most of my stuff is, I'll be doing it with pulling a power. I like to fight fish with the power arm. I like to reel with my left, so you'll see. You can see this, the bend of this blank. It's an extra fast action blank. You can see it. Hopefully they can see it. If not, I'll show you. I'll have Eden hold it a little bit. But as you pull back, the power pulls back. And on this particular blank, I would pull from here. I'm going to pull like this, and we're just going to max it out right about there. And Eden, what do we pull?
32.5.
32.5 pounds of pressure, and I can hold that constant pressure and not worry about this blank. So they rate this blank at a 30-60. I'm comfortable fishing this blank at 40. I mean, could you ride it at 60? Sure. That's always on the high end, and Batson has we have a tendency to underrate things. So if it says 30-60, you can always lean to the high end of all of our blanks. So let's go ahead. I want to show them how fast action this is. And you can see the pattern change where the glass is. A lot of our saltwater rods are like this, where you can see the glass and you can see the power change, where it bends to, and then where it shuts off, right? And where it bends, that's usually where the glass is.
Yeah.
So just hold this. Safety word today.
Safety word today is red.
Red. So we're going to just show how quick this rod is. I'm just going to lean into it a little bit. And you can see how fast the action of this rod is, right? It's nice and fast. And you saw the power, so I'm not going to pull power. I just want to show you what it looks like in regards to when we say a fast action rod. And when you lean into it, you can see the action of the rod. And as I pull back, and I go forward. Jeff, you have a question?
Yeah, David asked, why do anglers like fast rods for bigger grade tuna?
For the bigger grade tuna, you can get line back quicker, right?
Okay.
So it's a quicker recovery. A slower action rod is a slower action recovery. A guy likes a little bit quicker because it'll help him. And most of those times those guys are fighting those big fish, and I'll show you a little bit later, they're putting it on the rail and they're really stepping into it, and they can get line back a little bit quicker. I personally want it to be more not so extra fast per se. Like this one's pretty extra fast, but this is not really built for the bigger tuna. As you see, as I get into my bigger tuna stuff, it will pull back a little bit more. So this is considered an extra fast for the schoolie sized tuna, but as we get into the bigger tuna, it's going to pull back a little bit more. It will shut off, but it won't be as quick. So I hope that answers his question.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that was the 98s, right? So I'm going to go to the next power up.
I think I skipped ahead straight to the double.
Oh, okay. Perfect. All right, so we're going to skip and we're going to go to the 90 double XH. So
this thing is a beast.
This thing is a beast, and you can feel it. I mean, you can totally feel the material difference.
Yeah. And if you keep watching until the end, which rod are we gonna take on the rail?
We're gonna take my custom-made Salty Dog 70 double XH, where this rod has killed 300-pound tuna, and we're gonna put it on a rail today and try to pull 50, 45. I got a bet with Jeff. For anything over 45 pounds, we're gonna put on the rail. I'm gonna have my accurate 30 on there and the custom rod that Bill Havens made. So you're going to watch me, and we're going to do a mock rail fight.
Yeah,
right?
If you keep watching to the end, we're going to do that, and then we're also going to do a Q&A if you have any other questions.
Yeah. So you can see the big difference here is the diameters, and usually as you get up in diameters, and these two, which is interesting, the patterns stop about the same as far as the glass, but you'll see how we designed this blank to pull back a little bit farther into the power, but still have that pretty quick tip for those bigger fish. Yeah. So this rod is rated 50 to 100, right? When we start getting into our unlimited class, we're going to go into a different series called the RCJB, which is the tuna blank. This is what we call the jig blank. I mean, guys are dropping.
I tried to tie my shoe. Right? I fell, yeah.
These guys are dropping jigs down with egg sinkers and things like that for some of those bigger tuna. And this one rated to 100. I know guys that fish 80 on this. People go, oh, how can you fish so heavy on it? Well, usually if you're dropping a jig down, those fish are mostly biting at night. Yeah. They don't care about the line. They're not line shy at that point, right? Mm-hmm. So this one, heavier in the hand, a little bit larger in diameter, heavier, thicker walls, larger tip, same series. 7.5 seems to be the go-to mark for a lot of these guys, especially if it's on the rail, so they can, those circles, keep that rod out a little bit farther so it doesn't scrape the bottom of the boat, things like that. So we're going to pull on this one. Okay. Where did we get on that other one?
32.5.
All right. And you'll be able to see this one. We're going to go ahead and reset that for me, Eden.
I can do that. You got your safety goggles?
I got my safety goggles on. So this one is no problem. It's usually at this point, it's the angler and how strong you are, depending on how much you can pull or hold. So we're basically pulling what you would set your drag at as a hold, right? So I'm going to lift this. I'm going to put some power into it, and you can see it's a pretty quick action rod. But as I pull, you can see it come back a little ways, right?
Fish on!
So as I pull, and I really want to turn that fish, right? Oh, that was a good pull.
A for effort.
Thank you.
Let's see. Okay, you went 10 pounds up, 42.
So that was 42, and I can...
He's like, I can do more.
No, I'm not sure. I'm not going to say that, right? I'm going to say that you can sustain 42 pounds of pressure on a big fish, right? When I mean sustain, I mean you're holding that thing down, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, that's why the guys are using the rail, because you try to hold 42 pounds, it's gonna hurt you.
You're gonna be sore the next day.
I know a lot of guys, they'll put it in a belly button, or they'll put it in a fighting harness where you can use more of your legs. Yeah. You know, when I caught my last big one, I put it in a fighting harness and sat down on it. You know, when I caught my last big marlin.
You refused to use the rail?
I did not. I refused to use the rail. I was fishing marlin, so it's different. Oh. But same big fish, right? Yeah. So this is the 7.6 RCJB. I would top this out at I mean, I know people that have caught, 100+ pound fish with this.
Yeah.
I would say if I'm targeting 100-pound fish, this is the rod that I would use. You can go bigger. Obviously, I've seen people catch 150, 200 pounders on this. But the next series up, which is RCJB series, is what the big fish are about. So these are your 100-pound. The last rod was your 50-pound. These are your 100-pound fish. RCJB
Nice.
90 XH.
And I think
XXH.
that we have a build sheet for that one.
We do have a build sheet. You want to share the build sheet?
Yeah. We have these handy dandy build sheets. You can find them on guidespacing.com or become a part of the Guide Spacing Facebook group. It's a group of over 3,000 rod builders. We shared and created these build sheets that have all of our parts and show you exactly how we would build one of these.
Yes. And this is the RCJB 90 XXH. It can be built in a couple of different configurations. More and more people are getting away from the gimbal style. But if you did want to have a gimbal just in case, you could have a cover for it. But a lot of folks are just going with the cap. Guides, obviously the Alps Heavies in black. We have plenty of Alps black guides in stock. So not a problem. The Batson Battlon. A lot of these rear grips are about 10 inches, I want to say. Yeah. We've got the... Yeah. So we got a 10-inch rear grip, 12-inch rear grip, 14-inch foregrip. Sorry, 12-inch rears, 14-inch fore. You can change it up. You can use titanium. You can change your color combination. This is just a basic black build using the Alps guides.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is. So that would be a build for one of the RCJB series, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to share some of the builds in regards to our rail rods and what we suggest for the rail. I do not suggest putting, you can do it, but it'll wear the Battlon or Hypalon or EVA on a rail. So we're going to talk about a little bit of the rail stuff here in a minute, but we'll get to that. So
I'm going to stop you right there and think it's time to do a giveaway.
I think we should give away.
I think we should do a giveaway. What do you think we should give away?
I think we should give away his hat.
His hat?
Yeah.
Our guy's going to lose a hat?
Yeah, go.
Our torso?
Let me see it. I got it. Let's do it.
Yes, Jeff.
We're going to give away a hat, Eden.
We're going to give it to the first sharer today, which was Jennifer McNaughton.
Jennifer McNaughton.
I know Jennifer. Congratulations, Jennifer. She just got married.
Congratulations.
I met her in Texas. She is an awesome lady. She has a real passion for the fishing industry. She's in the kayak industry, so we're going to make sure she gets her hat.
Yes, it's the new red bill. Super exciting. So this looks like a flat bill, but it is a moldable flat bill, so if you want to edit a little bit, then you can. But yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, you can
Jennifer.
find these on buildtofish.com.
Yep.
Build2fish.com.
Yep.
They're gorgeous, amazing, well-made, and a little bit stretchy.
Yeah.
And then if you message us on Facebook, and I can connect with you and get
Jennifer,
you your hat.
Make sure you send us something on the IM or on Facebook or something, and we will send you your hat. Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah?
you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right.
What are we doing next?
What do we got?
I have another one. Wait.
We're going to do a switch.
Ta-da.
We're going to do the tuna. All right.
Tuna.
Let me see what we got here. Make sure we're all
You're
on
gonna
the
hit me in
same
the face
page.
with it.
All right. So we're going to do the tuna. And we're going to do RCTB, okay? Jig blank, tuna blank, kind of the same design. We separate them because of the powers.
Mm-hmm.
When we start talking tuna blanks, you're talking, I don't want to have to worry, right, about putting 130 on a 70 XXH, right? So, like I said, I'll say it again. Bill Havens helped us design this first RCTB 70 XXH. It's been very popular. We've expanded the line since then. So we have them in 7 foot, 7.5, and 8 foot. And I'll get into the 8-footers and why in a little bit. But we're going to start with the 7-footer.
Woo!
We're going to start with the 7-foot Quad X.
Quad X.
Okay.
Big boy.
We start talking Quad X. I mean, we're talking unlimited, right? You can fish 80 to 200-pound leaders on these things, right? They're beasts. I'm going to show you a little bit later on what they can do, but I'm going to show you what it looks like.
I would love to see it.
Perfect. The quad.
The quad.
They call this the quad.
Oh.
All right. So, just like our other series, you can see the glass in the tip. Got to have some give. If not, you'll blow this rod up. I do not suggest using an all graphite rod to catch any of these large fish.
Yep.
One of the reasons we put glass in it so it gives some give. If not, you're going to pull hooks, you're going to break rods, you're going to do all that fun stuff. It shuts off a little bit quick here, but you'll see it does pull in the back. So this is a Quad X. This is the beast of the beast, right? The guys are taking this, they're taking a lot of different rods, and they're trimming even if they wanted more power. I know guys are taking the 80 and doing different things, but I'll share with that. But we're going to pull on this one so you can see. This is our unlimited. I'm not the biggest guy in the world, and I don't think I can pull much more than what I did. What did I pull that last one?
40. I think you do more than 42.
All right, we could probably do more than 42. I'll be able to do more than 42 when I have that $5 bet with Jeff, and I don't really want to waste all my energy until I can do that.
Oh, yeah.
Insurance is cool.
All right, go ahead and reset that.
Okay, where are your safety goggles?
Yeah. So you can see diameters are bigger, heavier, thicker walls. This is a back-end graphite glass combination. So we're going to go ahead and set it up.
I'll hook you here.
You got to reset that.
I know I got to reset it.
All right, you set that up.
Get your hook.
And these rods are still pretty quick, but the power does pull back a little bit because I couldn't really put a lot of glass into this tip without having some power, right? Because you're going to need the power, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to lift. Oh!
What'd you get? What'd you get?
47 and a half.
Oh, see, I told you you could get more.
There's no way I can sustain that 47 holding that rod like that for an hour.
No.
There's no way. I'm just showing you what the powers can do. And as you move up in X's, for lack of a better word, single X, double X, triple X, quad X, you're going to get more power. You're not going to bottom the rod out or anything. You're not going to bottom this rod out.
Yeah.
Basically, you're not. I don't
can't.
care. I mean, I've seen guys fish 50 wides, 80 wides on this if they wanted to. And even with all the drag, you're really not going to bottom this blank out. It's about the fisherman at that point.
Yeah.
What they can handle is basically what it comes down to. So there is our 70 Quad X. So that is the beast of the beast. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy what you can do with a correctly designed rod. Because I know there's other companies out there, I'm not going to mention any names, try to do in all graphite. Well, you better be a really good designer and know what the heck you're doing and be a really good fisherman with an all graphite rod. You can, if you make a mistake, you're going to blow that rod up or something's going to happen. I don't recommend it. Even in our Judge line, it's not the highest of our tuna rods as far as power is concerned, but there is S-glass in it, in the tip, to help with some of that. So
Definitely.
yeah.
Let's grab the 76 double X.
All right. So we're going to step down one. So that Quad X is our unlimited, right? The 7.6 double X, I know guys that are landing big fish. This is a 7.5 footer, rated 50 to 130. So we're maxing it out about 130. And we're going to show that one.
Woo! Gorgeous. I think I want to give away a red shirt next. So they can match with us.
Okay. Why don't you give a red shirt away while I look for this next blank?
Got lots of them over there. A red shirt you'll be matching with my father and I. It'll be nice. We have one over there on our mannequin. I need a name. Comment down below. Ding, 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 ding. Jeff.
Bernie Villalobos.
Bernie Villalobos?
Hey, I know Bernie. California boy.
Every single time we announce the name, he's like, hey, I know that guy. I think you know everyone at this point.
I don't know everyone, but I know a lot of people.
Most of
especially
the
the people that especially the people that support us and
Yeah.
care about the Batson family and care about the industry.
Because he announces himself. Do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Bill Batson.
I do not. All right. So we're going to wait on the 70 double XH because I'm going to do the 70 double XH as the rail ride. But
Okay.
you have a question?
We do.
Okay.
Would you need double or triple wrap guides on the 2X through 4X? Basically, how do you wrap guides?
Yes.
Double or triple X? Wait.
What would I use to wrap anything a double X or a triple X or a quad X?
Yeah.
Personally, 1 under, 2 overs. It's called a triple wrap. I'll run A, B, and D size thread. So my under wrap would be an A, and it's usually a metallic and more of a cosmetic, but it does cushion that guide against the blank.
Yeah.
And then I'll use size B over the top of that, and then I'll use size D or C if I can find C in the colors that I want.
Yeah.
So it's always a triple wrap. For me, personally, that's what I do. That's how I was taught. So some people might have different opinion, but my opinion is a triple wrap. I hope that answered your question.
So say hi to Doc. He's also wearing his red shirt.
Hey, Doc. I know you got your red shirt on.
We saw the photo on Facebook.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Nice. Hopefully you heard about the rod, Doc, that Vic Heel gave it back. And we're going to go ahead and pay it forward. And we're going to actually send that to Project Healing Waters and let them raffle it off to even make more money for their program.
Yeah.
But just want to let you know, we did send it to him. He's going to hold it for a couple days and enjoy it. But he said he wants to pay it forward, send it back so we can continue to do what we do. And I just want to thank you again, Doc, for all you do for our industry. I care about you. I love you. And we're going to keep moving on.
Yes. And if you want to match, or if you want to match with us and Doc Ski with the shirts, we have them on buildafish.com. And the proceeds, half of them, are still going to Project Healing Waters.
Perfect.
And we have that.
Yep.
Bernie, the winner, I didn't get to tell you, send me a message on Facebook, let me know your size, where it's going to, and I will send you one of those shirts.
Yep, most definitely.
Okay.
Perfect. All right. So I want to go over a little bit of build. So when we're talking rail rod, bigger tuna stuff, there's a couple different builds you can do, right? So let me have that rod on the end there. Yes. So what some people are doing is you really want a hard surface. You don't want anything really to give on a rail rod as far as I'm concerned, right? So what I suggest that we do here is we take cork tape and we do cork tape wrap double. One over the other, and then what we'll do after that, like this one here is a cork tape with a shrink tube over the top. So you're putting this on the rail. Go ahead and hold that. And then you're going to put a cold shrink over the top of that. And the cold shrink shrinks to this. So it starts as this, and it shrinks to this. So you can imagine what that pressure is over the cork tape. That's one way of doing it. I know people have different ways of doing it. I've seen Scott Troop do a cork composite, heavy-duty cork composite rail rod grip before. Salty Dog came up with a rail rod grip. It's like, for lack of a better word, it's like a tire. It's a steel belted tire with a core, an EVA core that is reamable and also flexes that you can use. You can also buy these at Voodoo Custom Rods or Voodoo. Yeah, Voodoo. Casey.
What are those called again?
This is called a Salty Dog grip. Salty Dog grip, you can get them from Casey. This is what I recommend. If you don't want to do cork tape and the cold shrink, you can go to the Salty Dog grip. Does a great job. Casey is the distributor for them. Bill Havens was the designer for them. I have them on most of my rods, and they work out great. So
Awesome.
so we're doing that. So that's part of the build. Guys aren't using gimbals anymore because they're just running them on the rail. They're using a bulb style butt cap. They're using a Batson rear grip, and then they would put the cork tape grip or the Salty Dog grip on the foregrip, and that would be your builds for any double, triple, or quad. Also using the Alps heavy guides, starting with a 25, 20, 16, 12, finishing out with 10s. with a BSULT top is how a lot of guys are building those double, triple, quad X, bluefin, big yellowfin, tuna rods.
Yeah.
All right. Another application nowadays. Oh yeah, Jeff.
Doc Ski says, "Where's the best place to get cold drink?"
Batson Enterprises.
Where's the best place to get cold shrink?
Best place to get cold shrink, Doc. You can call up any one of our distributors, but if it's for you, Doc, all you have to do is send me an email, and you know that I'll send you some. But I know distributors in California that have them. Island Fishing Tackle, Lobster Port, probably Fisherman's Landing, maybe Seaforth, Micah at M&M. A lot of different people in California, all the way from Highest Tackle up in San Francisco, all the way down to the border of Mexico.
Nice.
So that's where you get cold shrink. We have it in two different sizes. We have a 12 and an 18. Most of the time people are using 18s. I sell twice as many 18s as they do 12s. And like I said, it gets that much shorter. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. I also wanted to bring up something else. So people say, hey, Bill, I want to cut and paste. I want to do some different things. I know some people are taking our 8-footer. So I brought out an 8-footer. An 8-footer is kind of long for a rail rod. I brought it out so people can cut and paste, right? So we have the 8-foot double X,
Okay.
right? And this is rated 50 to 130. I know a lot of people that are doing a lot of different things with this. This is the 8-footer. So people call me up and say, Bill, I want a 7.7, I want a 7.9, I want a 7.5.5, whatever the case might be. I tell them, just buy my 8-footer and cut it back. They're taking this 8-footer and even cutting back, you know, from the tip. Not a big fan of cutting things from the tip, but some of these guys, they're taking it and they're using it for the giant bluefin tuna on the East Coast. It's great for the East Coast. Giant bluefin tuna, they're cutting back 6-7 inches off this, and they're telling me, Bill, I've blown up so and such and such and such and such and such. I do this for a living. Thank you for coming out with that 8-footer. It's working out great. They're putting it in. Let me show you what they're putting it in.
A surprise.
They're putting them in a number 6, whether it be an Alps, right? They're putting them in a curve 6. Most of you have seen the show Wicked Tuna. We do a lot of stuff for those fishermen and that fishery. Can go into another number 6, and they never come out of the rail. These guys are fighting those fish in the rail at a mean angle. So we have the Alps, and we also now we're selling the Winthrop. Winthrop makes a great product. They are a USA made product. I want to support USA manufacturing when they're doing it correctly, and Fred does a really good job. So I'm carrying these Winthrops, and they're making these big wicked tuna rods like this.
What is that?
This is the 10. This is the new 10X, right? This is different. This is the heavy duty one. They have it in a number 4 and a number 6. This is my number 6, and depending on the angle you want to fight those fish at, you just pop the pin and go to town. So a lot of times this rod is in the rail, and these guys are just winching these fish in. So you can see this is the Winthrop. This is the new TX10 or something like that.
And we now carry those in stock, right?
Yes, these are all stocking items for Batson Enterprises. We wholesale Winthrop now. We also carry their gaff hooks and their kite tops. We do not carry their rollers as of yet because we have the Alps rollers, but you never know. Things could change. So it's a 2 butts in 1. So basically, this is the curved version of this. As you can see, this is the curved version of this, and we also, this is our curved version. So you're getting 2 butts in 1 with the Winthrop. You would have to buy a straight number 6 from Batson to get 2, and they're priced about 2 to 1. So they might be even less. The Alps might be a little less if you bought 2 compared to one of theirs. Great product. Fred does a great job designing this project. So there it is. So they're doing a lot with the 8-footer. They're cutting and pasting and doing some stuff. And also in California, they're starting to get those bigger fish. And I know guys are using similar rods like this. And also they're crossing over to swordfish rods. Swordfish rod, I would want it to be a little softer. I wouldn't cut anything off of the 8-footer off of the tip. I would be cutting it off of the butt, just a little bit softer for those fish. But they're using this style, wicked tuna style for lack of a better word, East Coast style, to catch those bigger fish.
Nice.
Yeah. A lot of good information.
Lots of good information.
Lots of good information. What's nice is I get to go out and do these things, and I get to actually be out in the field, research and development these products. What do you laugh for?
Research and development. We have a question from Jeff. Jeff, what is the question?
Another Doc Ski question.
Yes, sir.
Wouldn't spiral wrap be perfect for railrods?
Yes.
Spiral
Yes.
wrap for railrods?
Most definitely. I am a big fan of spiral wrap. I fish usually only private charters. I don't fish a lot of the big head boats. They they frown on the head boats because you're going over and under people. So with the guides, when it's a spiral wrapped rod, per se, my guides would be underneath here, right? 1, 2, the third, all these would be underneath. And what's happening is on the head boats, you have to go up and over people, and they don't really like it for the head boats. But as far as I'm concerned, all of my big rods are spiral wrapped, you know. But yes, spiral wrapped would be the way to go. A lot of people know about it. It actually has a resurgence lately from catching big fish. People seeing the rod doesn't want to roll,
Yeah.
right? The rod is not rolling.
Beautiful.
So I like a spiral wrap.
Yeah.
So
We should give away that rod.
okay, let's give away a rod.
Let's give away a rod.
And it is a red wrapped rod for our Red Shirt Friday.
Oh,
Right.
speaking of that red, that metallic red,
Yes.
did we just get some blanks in?
No,
No?
no, shh. We talked about the red metallic.
Yeah,
ones.
that's why I was...
Yeah, but they're not in yet.
They're not in
No,
yet?
that's. I was gonna do that project for Fred Hall,
Okay.
2022.
Okay.
So, we've got this beautiful rod. It's the red. That's a red, isn't it? Woo. What kind of red is that?
It's like race car red?
Race car red. That's a good name for
Race
it.
car red.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and give this away. It's Batson Battlon, Alps Rail Seats, Alps Heavy Guides. This is one of our Team Rain Shadow rods. Mm-hmm. You know, we do not sell a finished product.
No.
We sell parts and pieces only throughout the industry. Anybody who builds a rod in the United States probably buys something from us. So we're going to go ahead and give it away.
Yeah.
Can we get a name?
Ring-a-ding-ding.
And I'm going to throw this out there. If somebody wins this rod and doesn't want this particular model or heavy rod like this, if you're from Wisconsin or something like that, or Minnesota, and you'd rather have a trout rod or something like that, I'll be more than happy to work with you on that and get you a trout rod or a redfish rod or something like that, and I'll keep this one. All right.
He wants that one. Okay, we need a name.
We need a name.
Give me a name.
What do you got, Jeff?
Maybe Keith Yakushi.
Keith
Yakushi.
Yakushi. Do you know Keith Yakushi?
I don't think I know Keith Yakushi, but I probably do now.
Yeah, you do now. Keith, send us a message on our Batson Facebook page and claim your prize.
Yakushi. Oh, good. Congratulations, Keith, on winning the Rain Shadow Rod, and get a hold of Eden or somebody like that, and we'll go from there.
Is it time to pull on
Yeah, so
some rails?
I'm gonna pull on a rail here. We're gonna make a move here. Like I said, I'm gonna pull with this one that Bill Havens made for me, Salty Dog. It has a Salty Dog grip. I have my Accurate 30 on there. So let's go ahead and slide it on over.
Woo.
Jeff, you want to give us a hand?
Oh, yes.
We're going to try to see if we can not have any failures today. As you can see, we are in our working warehouse. The boys were really nice today, not too much tape gun noise. But we are in a working warehouse. As you can see, there's over 500 different blank models in this room, along with all of our components. This is a 12,000 square foot facility. This is a family-owned, U.S. family-owned and operated company. Ooh. And this is my Salty Dog rod.
Did you just stop in the middle of your sentence to do that?
So we're going to bend this thing. I'm gonna.
I'm scared of him. I don't want to get closer. I don't know what
We'll
he's
get my
going to
safety
do.
glasses just in case, for OSHA purposes.
Are you ready?
Yeah. All right. Jeff's
gonna
gonna
get as far
set this
away.
thing up. He's gonna recalibrate it. I'm gonna show you. You can find a lot of this stuff on the Batson team rain shadow page. Lori put on a clinic the other day in regards to how to fight a bluefin. It was, if I was gonna make an educated guess, I don't know how big the fish was. I'm gonna say probably 70 or 80 pounder. She put a clinic on. She put a whooping on that fish. I think she was using an RCJB 90XH. Could have been a double XH, but it looked like the bend of a 90XH. And it was one of the first rods that she ever built. And she put a whooping on that fish. So she probably has better technique than me, but I'm going to show you a little bit about what the rail rod is looking like. Eden, would you give me a hand here?
I will give you a hand, and then I'm going to run away.
We're going to go ahead and hook that up. And I am a lefty, everybody. So as you can, let's move that thing back a little bit for me.
Yeah, is it going to move?
Yeah, it's going to move. Yeah, it's not bad.
Oh, it came unhooked.
All right.
Do we need to raise the fork at all, or are you good?
I'm going to sit this, I'll kind of do it on my knees. All right, so I've got my reel almost maxed out. If you know anything about accurates, this is like a double drag system. I've got it down to A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. I've got it down to J at a strike mode. So I'm going to lift into this, and you're going to see the action of this rod along with how they're doing it. So basically, you're fighting that fish, you get a little tired, you want to take a break, you put it on the rail, and you're doing one of these numbers, right? So what people are doing is they're doing this, right? And they're reeling into it, and they're actually using the leverage here to pull on it like this, right? I'm going to go ahead and pull on this thing, and it's probably going to pop. So they're really digging into this thing, right? And I'm going to reel into it, get a couple more cranks on it, and I'm going to step into it, right? And I'm going to pull. Oh, my drag's slipping. Add 35. So I am going to go ahead. In the middle of a fight, I wouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to go ahead and bump it up a little bit more. I guess I could have took it off of strike and went into kill mode. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to dig into it a little bit, and we're going to lean into it, right? And basically you can see what this rod is doing. I'm going to pull it up a little bit higher on my grip, and I'm going to pull. I'm going to pull. And I'm going to reel down on it.
Are you still trying to get to
I
45?
am trying to get to 45.
You don't want to lose $5, did you?
Whoops.
Oh!
Oh, fish came unhooked. We're going to have to hook another one. Come on.
Okay.
Do you want some elevation on the fork?
I do need a little more elevation.
Sean, we need you.
Hey, Sean, can I get a little more elevation on this fork?
Evolution?
Elevation.
You out of breath?
I fought a 450-pound blue marlin for 2 hours and 20 minutes one time.
And he goes, hurrah!
All right, good, right there.
Okay.
So I don't have to bend down so far. We're going to go ahead and load up. I got that fish close. I've got him hooked really well. And I'm going to dig into this rod. And you see why we really want something hard here? Because the rail, right? And we're going to lift. And we're losing line. Oh! And we broke them off.
Where'd it break?
Not at the knot, Jeff. At 44 and 3.5.
You were so close!
We were close. We broke them off. I was trying too hard to get them to the boat, but Jeff said it would break at the knot. And it broke at the knot. I owe Jeff $5. So we had him knot there.
What
Going-
series reel is that?
What?
What series reel?
This is an accurate 30. Great made in USA reel. The twins. Dad passed away recently. He was a great guy. Great for the industry. Great company. Anyways, that's my accurate twin. And you can see the drag systems are pretty intense here. you know. So it's a great reel. I'm a lefty. It's a 2-speed reel. Anyways, great reel. You saw what I was doing. If I'm fishing with that much drag, I would have heavier line. I'd probably have closer to 200 pound or at least 150. I believe that was 100 pound, and that's why it broke. Not just because of the knot, because of that line and that much pressure. So anyways, that is our rail rod and our tuna demonstration. Eden, would you like to step up here? I just want to thank everybody, obviously, for everything everybody does. And I knew I wasn't going to break a rod today. So if you were expecting me to break a rod, it wasn't going to happen.
I was hiding.
Eden was hiding. Right. Eden, is there anything you want to say?
Oh, is there anything I want to say? Thank you for watching Blank Talk. We really appreciate it. We have a lot of patrons who watch every week. If this is your first time watching, we have a bunch of other social media pages. If you missed a bunch of Blank Talk episodes, we have them all on our YouTube at Batson Enterprises on YouTube.
Yep.
We have an Instagram page. We post updates, giveaways on there. A lot
going on.
It's got a lot going on. Yeah. It's at Team Rain Shadow on Instagram. And then you are currently on our Facebook page. So if you want to like and click the notification button, you can get notified every single time we go live, every single time we do a giveaway, when we post awesome fishing photos and good catches. Yeah, most definitely. So just want to thank the industry again, people that watch us, everything you guys do. We will be back next week, Friday, for another episode of Blank Talk. Thank you very much. Aloha. Fish on. Nice.
Nice.
Woo.
How is $5, Jeff?
Actually, I think it's a push. I said the blood knot was going to break, and it broke at the swivel, and it was still under 45 pounds.
It didn't break at the swivel, it broke at the blood knot.